Not surprised by any of it. Not surprised at all by another cult thing coming out offshoot from the Mormon Church. But my son lives out here in the Phoenix area, so I came out to winter with him, and right at the exact same time that her December hearings were taken off. So I'm like, hey, I'm going to go down to Phoenix, downtown Phoenix, and check it out. And happened to sit in the front row right behind the defense table, and she was led out in handcuffs in her orange jumpsuit and her smile and her casual nature that is just totally inappropriate for somebody who has murdered her spouse and children. I mean, it just like it so creepy, and it's fascinating.
Do you, when you're in the proximity with Lori, because it's now been a couple of times, right, where you've been in the
three times now, yes,
a few times, yes. Other than that inappropriate sort of she's almost flippant, and it's very disrespectful. Do you get a vibe of like evil energy from her, or not so much?
Nope, not at all. But she wouldn't make eye contact with me, so I can't give you a full evaluation. She, like, studiously, the first 2 hearings in December, she studiously ignored the people in the gallery. But for this hearing, it was odd because they made us sit on either the right side or the left side. The right side, if you're for the prosecution, and absolutely I am in this case, and the left side if you're for the defense. So to start, we were all on the right side. But then there were a couple of people that came in and sat down on the left side behind the defense table. And when she came out, there was a gentleman sitting there that she actually made eye contact with and had a really brief conversation with. Like, she said one sentence to him and he said one sentence back, type of thing. So I don't know if that was like her Mormon bishop that has been to see her in jail. I don't know who he was. I'm sure there's somebody out there that does, but that was just kind of odd. Like the left side of the guy. It's like the groom's family sits on this side, the bride's family sits on this side, and there's nobody on the bride's family.
Yikes. Sav wonders, how did you manage to get in the courtroom with such a high profile case?
That's a really, really good question. The first 2 hearings in December, there was almost nobody there, but that's where I met another true crime person who is associated with the families. This time the gallery was almost full. There's like 30 something seats in the gallery, and it was almost full this time. Like by the time we got there, the right side was already filled up. So people were filling in the left side, and they didn't know the rules that if you're not for the defense, you shouldn't sit on the left. But I mean, it's not a hard and fast rule, so it doesn't matter. But yes, the gallery was almost full this time. And when the trial actually starts, so they're going to hold jury selection in a bigger courtroom in what they call the South Tower, which has a lot more seats in the gallery. But when it comes for the actual trial time, it may be a challenge to find a seat in there. Which is kind of PTSD triggering for me, because I was in the Delphi trial, and to get a seat there, you had to show up on the courthouse lawn at 3:30 in the morning and stand in 36-degree weather for 4 hours to get a seat in the courtroom there. And even then you weren't guaranteed a seat in the courtroom. But they're gonna air this on TV, so I'm hoping that it won't be quite such a circus. I'm hoping. But yeah, there were seats available. I was there first in line this time, just to make sure. I got there at 7:30 in the morning. They didn't open the doors until 8 o'clock to the courtroom until 8 o'clock. But I was first in line this time. We'll see what happens in April.